Manuela is a bright and sociable 6-year-old girl who recently returned to school as restrictions put in place amid COVID-19 were lifted. At her age, she would be expected to have already mastered basic reading and writing skills. But her mother says social distancing had a negative impact on her learning.
I was worried about her learning of reading and writing. I think she would have learned more at school.
Having kids out of school created a big gap between the skills they were expected to have at their age and what we have actually managed to teach. This was reflected in the learning of reading and writing.
According to a study using official data by the NGO Todos pela Educação, All for Education, last year the parents of some 2.4 million children between the ages of 6 and 7, almost 41% of the total, reported their children could not read nor write, up from 25% in 2019. The long school closure impacted students across Brazil, but not all felt the hit with the same intensity. The survey suggests the pandemic increased the educational gap along racial and class lines.
Poorer kids from a socioeconomic standpoint were affected the most. Black kids, the kids that live in rural areas in Brazil were affected the most. We already had a pretty high inequality as it relates to student achievement. And when you look at race, when you look at social class, those are the main factors behind the inequality. And what happened during the pandemic was an amplification.
Manuela is now back to school and, like thousands of other students, hoping to make great strides this year.
I can't read yet. Like, if somebody sends me a letter, I can't read. My mom says now I'm going to learn it.
Motivation will be key for students at all levels to make up for the time and learning opportunities lost to the pandemic, but they also need adults to do their part and give them the tools to achieve this. Paulo Cabral, CGTN, Santo André, Brazil.